Welcome to another episode of Keep It Going. I'm your host, Falaji. I want to first of all say thank you for all the love and support you guys are showing us on social media. Today we're here at Suya Suya. We're going to talk to owner and founder, Dara and Sarah, and see how they keep it going with Suya Suya. We also have the one and only Ginger Smith, author, publisher, and we're going to get into it with Ginger. So that being said, come on in, let's keep it going. Welcome to Keep It Going. I got my crew with me. I got Miss Edie. How you feeling?
Feeling good, Falaji. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we're back, man. We're back. We're doing it. Sharon.
What up?
Sharon always got this ice grill on, bro. Smile, bro.
Game time, I warm up.
That's cool. Miss Renee in the building.
Hola, hola.
I'm loving the outfit. Good to have you guys back, man. You know, one of the things that really is inspiring me right now is that we're here in a Black-owned business.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk to Dara and his wife Sarah, find out how they keep it going, and we also got Ginger on.
Yes, we do, my girl. Ginger's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to interview her.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I think we're doing big things here. Sharon, how you feeling, man? What's good? What's new?
Doing well. Outside is open. You know what I'm saying? Outside is officially open, so excuse me, excited about that. Good to be back out. You know, a lot of us missed the experience of like dining in with like limited capacity. So it's dope to be in an establishment like this where, you know, we can kind of get festive, eat again. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I was with my wife at a wedding. We didn't want to leave because they had to kick us out of there. We hadn't been out in so long.
It's been so long, right?
It's been so long. Renee, what's going on with you? Anything hot?
Amen. Hot weather. I'm happy that the summer is back, and like you were saying, now that everything's open up, this is the perfect time for us to be able to come out, sample some good eats, and see some great people, meet some people, do some good things. So I'm just excited.
Yeah, I love it. Well, hey guys, this is gonna be an amazing episode. Looking forward to getting into it. Hope you guys are keeping it going as you're watching us. We feed off you, hope you feed off us. All right, let's keep it going.
Keep it going.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Keep It Going.
Keep it
KIG, we're here. Falaji, how you feeling, man?
Dude, I'm feeling good, bro.
Are you keeping it going?
Definitely. That's what I do. That's who I am, bro.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
That's who I am.
Okay. That's who you are.
How you feeling, man?
Look, I'm doing well. I'm here with two individuals that are also keeping it going. So enough about us. Let's jump right into it. Outside is open again. The pandemic is hopefully behind us. And I'm here with two dynamic individuals in the persons of Dara and Sarah, the founders of Suya Suya. Let's give it up for them. Me and you, let's give it up. Right.
Thank you.
Deserve a hand clap.
Yeah. So this is a beautiful establishment. Thank you for having us. So
Sure.
How are you two feeling today?
Feeling great. Feeling good.
Yeah, it's a good Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you guys here. We're happy.
Well, let me even say this before we jump into the questions, man. Suya is dear to my heart. It's dear to my heart. I do my best to cook it at home. And when I found out there was a restaurant called Suya Suya, I had to come.
Appreciate
I
that.
haven't been disappointed at all.
Right.
So,
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So now, since you haven't been disappointed, the people just want to know about Suya Suya. So we just have some questions. So we'll just jump right into it. Cool?
Sure.
All right. So Dara and Sarah, tell us a little bit about yourselves and how long have you two been in the business?
Well, in regards to being in the business, we just opened up a month and a half ago,
Wow.
right? We initially signed the lease 2 weeks before COVID hit. So we've had the property for that long. So we're pretty much new to the business.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're newcomers, ambitious people, and yeah, trying to keep it going, like you guys said.
Love it.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that. So what was the inspiration behind the name Suya Suya and even jumping into the business, right? So what actually inspired you to move from like idea to implementation? So
And the thing there is so many people talk about opening restaurants. I mean, one of them. I'm talking about it'd be so cool to have a restaurant, right? But it takes a different kind of person to actually go and actually do it. So we want to know how you guys actually did that.
Yeah. Well, it has been a long process. It's over 3 years, so I just didn't wake up and decide to open a restaurant. So it's been 3 years. Prior to this, I was an accountant, a CPA accountant. So I did a lot of audit. I read a lot of books because I didn't have any hands-on experience. And so just from reading books, reading about people's experiences, I figured I probably have a baseline blueprint. And the key also having a support system. You know, I had an idea, and really until I met her, she helped me make it a reality. So it's you know, yeah. So
that's beautiful.
yeah. So yeah, like you said, it's always been an idea, and I figured at some point I just have to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting you mentioned, I love what you said about acknowledging your partner, Sarah, right? So how is that, I'll throw this question to you, Sarah, working with your fiance, right?
Yeah.
So how is that, because it's interesting, you know, Falaji, hearing about so many couples during the pandemic, people had to stay together more than ever before. So people now are breaking up, but you two came together and started a business. So anyway, Sarah, how is it like working, you know, with your fiance?
I mean, it's been incredible just because Dara is so passionate about what he does. You know, when I met him, I want to say it was like within the first week, he told me, this is my plan. This is my dream. This is what I want to do. And I was like, wow. And he's like, so like nothing will stop me. I was like, baby, I'm not trying to stop you. But like, I love food. So I actually studied food marketing. I ended up working away from the food industry. But I was just like, it takes a lot of hard work. And he's like, no, I know. And I know he has the character to, like, when shit hits the fan, when it gets tough, like, he buckles down and he puts in the time. So, like, I knew he'd be successful. So, yeah, I support him 100%.
That's dope.
That's a support system for real. Support system for real.
Thanks for sharing
Yeah,
that.
thanks for sharing that. You guys mentioned something that was interesting. You said that you had the lease before COVID hit, right? So you didn't know anything about COVID. It hit. How did that disrupt your plans at all?
Oh, it did, big time. You know, it was, so like I said, we signed it literally 2 weeks and then COVID hit. And I was actually gonna quit my job that 2 weeks, like a week after I signed the lease. Then I was still thinking about it, but she was like, no, because I was so optimistic about the whole situation. I was like, it's only gonna be a few months, 2 or 3 months, everything will get back. So we had to, you know, back and forth, and we decided to just wait. But it did disrupt the plan, but in a strange way, it did help us and bless us. Actually, in a huge way, because it gave me the time to sit back, you know, review my business plan, make necessary adjustment, save up more capital, and put in the business, and also work on my craft and all that. So it did help.
You mentioned something that was real. Business plan, folks. Business plan, right? Don't just wake up and do this like you said. So let me ask you this though. I mean, during that time that COVID hit, and it's funny because I think a lot of us thought that COVID was only a couple months, right? So we thought that, but it was much different than that. Did you think about just not doing it at all and just saying, you know what?
Not at all. It didn't even cross my mind because, like I said, it took 3 years. You know, I did intensive research. You know, we spent weekends driving around Philly, and I had a business plan, and I knew what I was looking for. And once this location opened up, I just knew it. I was like, I'm gonna hold on to it. I'll take that overhead because it just fit my business plan and fit everything we were trying to do. So I wasn't gonna give it up, and I knew it was gonna in some way pay off.
Right. And that's tough, Dara, because a lot of restaurants closed down during this time.
Yeah.
But you guys decided to keep it going, and I think that it just shows to your character, it shows to your resolve, it shows to that you're never going to give up. So that's great.
Thank you.
Now that COVID is over, I mean, what's the prospectus? How you guys feeling?
Feeling great, really optimistic, happy. It's sad. A lot of people lost their life and family struggled. But on the other side, we're just grateful that we could make the best out of the situation.
So a lot of people, again, interested in the restaurant business. Talk a little bit about some of the misconceptions that people may have that want to open up a restaurant.
It's fun, easy work. Yeah, it's really, you just have to have your mind prepared and set that you're literally gonna be working 7 days a week, close to at least 16 hours a day. Because at least for the first 100 to 120 days, because it's intense, and the goal is to always put out quality, and to do that, you just have to be on top of everything. So it's a lot of hard work, I do it all, from washing the dishes, washing the bathroom, cleaning the bathroom, to prepping the food, to serving the customers. You just have to be involved with everything. So I know most people, when they cook at home, they can cook, Their friend tells them, you can cook. And then they decide, oh, well, since I can cook, let me go open a restaurant. But it's way more than that. You just have to you gotta be humble, and just believe in what you do. And as long as you believe in what you do and you believe in the quality, I think you'll be fine.
So I think the thing with restaurants that we all hear, it takes a while to kind of break even, all the costs you put in up front. And, even with COVID, times have changed, people are doing, I'd say, a lot more takeout as well. So on slow days, when you first began, or even now, how do you keep yourself motivated? How do you keep staff motivated when things may not be going the exact way you want them to?
Yes, that's a good question. I mean, it's like I said, it's really believing in your product. I just know, and like I said, I've read a lot of books, and the commonality with the books were always slow start. Slow start, words of mouth. Just stick to what you're doing, and the word is gonna get out there, and things will start getting better. And we've started to see that. That's kind of what's happening with us right now. And in terms of employees, I tend to see them more as partners. I don't call anybody who works for me an employee. I call them partners. And I just don't say partners. I actually give them a piece of the pie. I came from corporate America. I always knew what motivated co-workers, even though they didn't get it. But deep inside, I knew what would motivate me, to work extra hard. And I figured making them feel like they are a part of the business, and not just verbally, but when we talk about equity, giving them a share of the business. Trust me, it pays off.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
No, that's dope. I actually come from corporate background as well. I used to work in hedge funds.
Yeah.
So I understand it's definitely a different type of environment.
Correct.
So kudos to you on empowering your teammates and your people to keep it going. Before we continue, Suya Suya, all right? Tell the people who may not know about Suya what it is. That's for you. And then Sarah, when was the first time you had it? Right. So can you tell, and then a little bit also about what you serve here. So Suya Suya.
Well, Suya Suya, I mean, obviously you guys know. I tell people Suya is the favorite street food in Nigeria. I mean, all culture, whether you're Yoruba, Igbo, Edo, wherever, Calabria. The one common food that everyone always seems to love and like is always suya, which we all know is from the north of Nigeria. And so suya is pretty much, it could be either steak or chicken, but back home we prefer steak. And it's breaded with peanut and some other spices, and then grilled. And then it's served with yaji, the spicy spice from the north. So it's more flavored spice, and it's served on the street with vegetables, usually cabbage and onions. Some people add cucumber, tomatoes. So it's something like you said earlier when you saw the name Suya Suya. You could just, it just brought back memories, and you're like, wow. And like I tell some customers and families and friends around here that suya is not something your parents make at home. It's you go out to get it. You don't go home and your parents are like, I'm cooking suya tonight. No, back home it's a delicacy. It's a special treat. So, and having it here, it gives a little emphasis to it.
When did you first have it?
So Derek came to my family's house and he's like, they got a grill? I was like, yeah, we have a grill. He's like, okay, let's go to the grocery store. He packed a duffel bag of spices, which I now know is like very normal for Nigerians to travel with all their spices, because when his family comes, there's a suitcase of like every spice you can imagine.
Don't give us away.
You're right. That's a secret. But no, so he came to my house and he wanted to like cook a meal for my parents. I was like, all right, let's try it. So I was like, let me help you. Like, how could I help? So I was trying to be a sous chef, and this man just like, he takes over in the kitchen. And I was like, don't worry. I was like, okay. So he grilled it, and he knows I like spicy food. And I was like, wow, this is so good. And that's when I was like, Dee, like everybody would love this. Like I would never know what suya is. Growing up in my background, I had no clue. I had no idea. And I was like, you guys are holding out. Like, you need to share this. This is awesome. My dad was mopping his forehead, but he was just like, this is so good.
For more.
So, it was love at first bite, basically. Yeah.
That's great. I got a question for you guys. How do you combat adversity? Like, when things don't necessarily go right. I know COVID is one example, right? But, for our folks here on Keep It Going, what we're trying to do is trying to have them just keep it going, no matter the circumstance. If it's a passion of yours, how do you get it done? So, when things come around that, you didn't expect or anticipate, like how do you react? How do you combat that?
Well, personally, I do like to keep positive people around me. I'm not like a yes guy or yes girl, but just people who they mean well, and even when they criticize you, they mean well. So I do like to keep positive people around me, and again, I'm believing in what you do. I know, believe in your product, believe in what you're putting in. I strongly believe in what I'm putting out there, and that gives me the confidence. I've had a lot of slow days here, but I know what I'm putting out there, and I believe the more people try it, they'll keep coming. And the fact that I keep getting a lot of repeat customers, that just keeps me. That's a good sign.
Yeah, and essentially it's like you knew what I was going to ask you next. But for people who haven't been to Suya Suya, can you both maybe share with the audience what's the Suya Suya experience? What can they expect here? Just Suya? More than Suya?
Well, I see it as breaking bread with friends, neighbors. I see it as also sharing my culture. This is the best way I'm able to share my culture. I came here and moved here by myself when I was 16 to play basketball.
From where?
From Nigeria, from Abuja, Nigeria. So I wasn't really around Nigerians. I was in a shout out to Life Center Academy, a small Christian school in New Jersey. And So I wasn't really around Nigerians. And I figured the best way to share my culture is with food. I tried even back there, I tried to cook for my coaches sometimes. So a lot of, like she said, a lot of folks, we have a lot of good stuff in Africa. And I see sharing food as one of the ways. So I invite people over here to just get a piece of Nigeria by sharing one of our premium cuisines, such as Suya. So that's what I see it.
I'd like to ask, what are the most important qualities you feel like a business owner, entrepreneur, should have in order to keep it going?
Well, I guess one would be know what you know and know what you don't know, and be humble. I listen to everyone. I don't care who the person is. I listen to what they said. Every critic, I listen. I don't have to implement it, but I do listen. So I take a humble approach to everything. I reach out, do a lot of reading, and so I guess that's my personality. That's one of my key personalities, to just listen and be humble, and be humble to say you don't know. Yeah.
That's great, guys. We appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, thanks for this interview. See, this is kind of what we want to do here on Keep It Going. It's nice to come and enjoy the food, but then when you get to know the people, it means so much more, you know what I'm saying? And you guys are doing amazing things. We wish you all the best.
Definitely.
So to everyone watching, Suya Suya, come check them out.
Dara,
Sarah.
Suya, 4th and Fairmount. Pull up. The pandemic is over.
Yeah.
Enjoy, and we wish you two nothing but the best.
Appreciate
You guys
it.
are here to stay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome back to Keep It Going. We're here with Dara at Suya Suya. And Dara, I'm looking at this spread. This looks crazy, bro. It looks crazy. Can you take us through what we got?
Okay. So I'm gonna start with the first one, and this is Jello rice and chicken, which is our bestseller. For some reason, most people prefer the chicken to the steak. And I have plantains, and I have cabbage and onions to help mitigate the spice in the chicken. So, and then we have a white, we call it white suya sauce. Nigerians, back in Nigeria, it's similar to fura de nuno. It's up north, that's what we usually have that. So we put the dry rub, the yaji, inside on top of the chicken to give it the suya flavor.
Wow.
So
is that white sauce a spicy sauce?
it's not exactly. It's not spicy.
Okay.
It's more. It kind of like also helps mitigate and
Gotcha.
creates a balance
Gotcha.
with the spice. Because the goal here is to have you have some spice, but also get the flavor of the food.
Gotcha.
So we're not trying to overwhelm you with
Gotcha.
just heat. So
Nice.
yeah.
All right. So we want to taste that, or we want to go through all the dishes?
I mean, you can get a taste.
Yeah.
I mean, we also have the red sauce. I forgot to mention.
So
Your
what's this?
preference. So this is just seasoned tomatoes, and Jello rice, of course, we know is cooked in tomato sauce. Some people like their rice more tomatoey, so if you need more tomato in your sauce, we use the seasoned tomato sauce. But if you need a different flavor to balance the tomato, we use the white sauce.
Nice. And then the plantains, I see you got the kind of the bright plantains.
Exactly. The Yorubas, they give it, I guess they call it dodo. Yeah, exactly. So I'm a big, I love extra ripe plantain because that's sweet. It gives it that natural sweetness.
All right, man. I'm excited, D. Let's do the show. I'm gonna go in. I gotta go in on the Suya first. That's just what I gotta do. Let me just be honest about that.
You try to.
It's a big piece of chicken. It's good. I mean, and it tastes amazing too. And again, being a suya connoisseur, I know when you have good suya. And the thing is, the pepper. It's all about the pepper too. You know what I'm saying? So, and you can't just get this pepper from down the street. That's the thing.
No.
I know you don't want to give away where you get this pepper from, but I'm sure we can't get our hands on it.
It's spicy, but it's not too much.
Exactly.
I feel like it's just marinated really well. Into
Exactly.
The chicken, so.
Yeah, that's
good.
good.
You approve?
Yeah, stamp.
Stamp.
And then the jollof. Remember, we had the jollof and fried rice wars. So this is you. You're pro jollof. I'm pro fried, but.
And the fried rice is coming. It's gonna be in the menu next week.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna be adding that to the base. Fried rice.
Yeah, this is my first time actually having jollof with this white sauce.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
good.
It's a nice taste to it.
Yeah. No, well done, dude. Well done. Wow.
Thank you.
Definitely
Thank you.
stamp on it. What we got next?
So right here we have tacos. We call it the Suya tacos. So the goal here was, we figured when we were building out the menu, how can we add something to the menu that Americans are familiar with, but it's also ethnic. And we figured, okay, let's do tacos. But what makes it more a little bit, gives it a Nigerian feel, is the seasoning. So the goal is to have an American ethnic dish, but prepared with Nigerian seasoning.
Wow.
Right? So what we did here was we have chicken or steak tacos, but we season the chicken with Nigerian seasoning.
This looks so appetizing, and it looks. I don't know where else you can find this.
Yeah.
I don't know where else you can find this. So it's funny. Every time I come in here, I'm just ordering the suya, but now I get the. All right, let's go in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Renee, you want the time?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, there are 3 tacos here. I mean, probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say tacos are messy.
Yeah.
But cool. Oh yeah. That is so good. You know, it's different from what you usually get in a taco. I mean, obviously you used to like the cilantro flavor and all that. You do still get the onion, but that spice on the meat is so different.
It is, and that's the goal, exactly.
It's really smoky, but it's like a little bit of spice. This is really good.
Yeah. So yeah, and then that, like I said, that was the goal. And also in Nigeria, we have, and here we use corn tortillas, but in Nigeria we have something called masa, which is served with suya, and it's just pretty much corn also, but it's a little bit thicker. It's hard to get here, so I figured we just keep it, tacos.
This was good, man. This was good. I've never tasted anything like that before. Such a creative dish. I mean, yeah, well done, man.
Thank you.
That's good, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's up next?
Okay, so next is the Utto Rice. So this is, Nigerians will call it rice and stew. So we had to change the name a little bit because after doing our research, we found out that stew in the US is what we call stew in Nigeria.
Right.
Is not what in
it is.
America they call stew. So if we put rice and stew on the menu, it's gonna be misleading. So we use the name Utto Rice, which in the Igbo land it means delicious rice. Yeah. So this is white rice, and it comes with a spread of creamy tomato sausage sauce, which we call the Utto sauce. That's what you're seeing on top of it. So most people come in here and they order the first thing on the menu, which is jollof rice.
Right.
And if they come back the second time, because I usually try to remember my customers, I try to make them try something else. And once they try this, they never go back to the jollof. So this is our hidden gem, and it's been really good for us.
Is that over a white rice or a brown rice?
Over white rice. Over white rice.
And then what's the last dish? We'll take them all at the same time.
The last dish is just straight. We call it Jost Suya, chicken suya.
Okay.
So it's just chicken and cabbage and onions. And to make it more ethnic, this is how suya is served in Nigeria. usually on top of a newspaper. And so that's why we serve it, just to keep that culture going.
And then is this a beef, a steak?
This is all chicken. Because chicken is our best seller. So.
And then for vegans, what do you got for vegan options?
So for vegans, we have the vegan Jello fries.
Okay.
I use vegetable broth instead of chicken or sausage or beef. I use vegetable broth to make that, and so that's what makes it vegan. And the combination is we have what we call the roasted Brussels sprout suya. So I use the suya ingredients to make that as a protein. So the vegan dish would be roasted Brussels sprout and vegan jollof or vegan Utto rice, which is pretty much the white rice with a more meatless sauce. And then we have plantains to complete the side for the vegan.
Very impressive, very impressive. All right, let's go in.
I am waiting for my vegan dish.
Next time, I promise. Next time.
Okay.
We try the Utto sauce.
I'm usually digging in for some of the original here chicken.
Well, it's not a vegan. Honestly, the presentation looks really good.
Thank you.
It really does, and it smells good.
Thank you.
It really does.
Thank you.
And
That thing
the
pops.
tacos, that's like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Tastes good.
I'm still trying to get more vegan dish out there. And so me and my fiance / partners, we're still working on that, trying to figure out what additional vegan dishes, because we have a lot of vegan dishes in Nigeria. So
Very nice, Dara. What do you think?
No, this is really, really good. It does have a good kick, so if you're into spicy food, yes. But it's not like what you were saying, it's not too hot. It gives you just a little bite back, but it's very, very delicious. It's so good.
yeah, and we have options too. So we usually ask the customer, what's your spice level? No spice, low, medium, or high. So depending on what level you choose, that's the quantity of spice we put into it. So if you want a spiceless dish, we can make it that way too.
I personally will not
That's great. What about you, Sam? What do you think about that? That sauce.
Looking to dive in a little bit more.
Let's
get us some Thanks for the breakdown, man.
Sure, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, Dara,
Thank you for sharing something with us here in
appreciate it.
anywhere else. So make
Thank
sure
you.
y'all come and stop by here or the Paramount, get something different.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, well done, man. Well done.
Thank you.
Keep it going. Thank you, guys.
Keep it going.
Appreciate it. Yep. Guys, welcome back to Keep It Going. Today we're here with the one and only Ginger Smith. A little bit about Ginger. Niles' Surprise Visit is Ginger Smith's second book for children. This is the follow-up to Niles' Surprise Discoveries. During the process of writing both books, Ms. Smith earned her Master's of Science degree in Communication Management from Temple University, where she also attended undergrad. Smith also formed her own children's book publishing company called Black Child Soar Publishing LLC. This venture was birthed from her desire to continue writing and delivering more books for children of color, while also infusing them with inspirational themes of both adventure and resilience. Smith possesses over 17 years of experience in the social service field and takes great pride in organizing community engagement events as well as in volunteering. She resides in Philadelphia and is an active mother in the lives of her children and her grandchildren. Welcome, Ginger.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you.
Wow.
How you feeling?
Keeping it going.
Hey, I love to hear you say that. Let me say you look amazing.
Yeah.
Thank
I love
you.
the outfit.
Thank you. Edie put me on to, some African-inspired attire, so here I am.
I love it. I love it.
Jen. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, let's get into it, Ginger. Thanks for joining us. I want to ask you, the first question is, you're an author, and I think there are a lot of people that aspire to be that. Is that something that you knew early on that you wanted to do, or, where did the inspiration come from?
Absolutely not. I did not intend on being an author at all. The first book, Now Surprise Discoveries, is actually inspired by a true experience I had with my son when he was just 4 years old. He's now 25, so that gives you an indication of how long it took me to get this book out. But I stayed persistent, and so here I am, working on the second book in less than a year. So, it's a personal story. It's a story that no one else has, and that's why I think I have something different to offer. There's a lot of stories out about my natural hair or certain things that are kind of redundant. So I wanted to do something different, and I thought that our experience that we had, no one else would share, and therefore, people would be interested in it.
So, speaking of the story that you wrote, that obviously came from your son, is that how you created the characters of Niles and Mr. Williams?
Well, my son's name is actually Nasir, so I didn't want the character's name to be Nasir, but I picked Niles. I know a lot of people have named their sons Miles after Miles Davis, the jazz great, but I wanted something different, so I chose Niles. As far as the character of Mr. Williams, he's actually a mentor. I'm big on mentorship. I love mentoring young people, and particularly in the African American community, I wanted to have a character that played that role in Niles' life. Mr. Williams is the ice cream man, but Niles comes to know that he's also a retired veterinarian. And I think that elders in the community, they have a lot of wisdom to share, and so he imparts his wisdom that sort of plants the seed for Niles to want to follow in his footsteps.
That's amazing. It's funny because I ordered my copy on Friday or maybe Saturday. I think it's Saturday. Came Sunday. I was busy getting ready for the show, but I was like, I gotta read this to my kids before I come on the show. And they were kind of doing their own thing. And I walked by and I saw my one son, and he just kept following the book, because I think the drawings and it's so catchy and it's so relevant, So I did read it to them. They liked it. They were a little bit watching some other stuff, but they were there, but they like nighttime stories. So I'm sure I'm gonna get them into it. I think for me though, it's like a teaser. It's like only 2 books. Like, can we expect more? Like, I feel like there should be a whole series of this.
Well, initially I had intended to just do the one book, but I listened to the feedback from my supporters and family and friends alike, and they said, Jen, you gotta do another one. So during COVID, I was able to, do the second book. I don't know how many more Niles books I have, but I definitely have more children's books to give. And I want the themes to always incorporate stories of resilience and adventure. And that's really important to me to share. So more books to come, definitely, but I don't know about how many more Niles books.
You need to create a whole team behind you and just be shooting them out and creating them.
Well, I have been creating some extensions of Niles, such as a mascot. I was sharing with Edie that just this past Saturday, I unveiled Niles for the first time in public. I had a mascot made out of his likeness, and he was a major hit with all the children and the adults. Everyone was, wanting to take pictures with him and dance with him. So he spread a lot of joy. Haven't been able to do community events for my day job, so this was the first event we had since COVID. So it was like a celebration of sorts. So having him there and celebrating in that time was really special.
Talk to us a little bit about your passion for mentorship and how you see that as being instrumental in the lives of our young people. You name the character after a community of mentors. Just want you to speak a little bit to that.
Like I said, mentorship is important to me. I take young people under my wing all the time, whether at work or in the community. I just think it's really important for us to share our knowledge and our experience with our young people as they're coming up, to encourage them, to enlighten them, to inspire them. Our children are so gifted and talented. You know, they have their own things going on, but that guidance is important. And sometimes just having a listening ear is important too, because they're very clear about what they want to do, but they might not know the exact, way to go about it. So I think we have a lot to offer because we've been in their footsteps, having been young and trying to find our way. So just being a listening ear and supporting young people is really important. I have supported many young people over the years, and we stay in touch, and as they begin their adult lives and start their families, they become like extended family, and just always cheering them on, in whatever they do. So I just think it's really important, especially for boys to have, strong men to show them how to be men is essential. So.
Tell us a little bit about some of the challenges you had to face to get to where you are today.
Oh, wow. How long do we have? I mean, well, just in terms of writing this book, it was a challenge. Like I said, it's been in my head and my heart for 20 something years. But it wasn't until 2018 that I actually penned the story. It only took me about 2 hours. I put the dog and my kids out of the room and I said, I'm writing this story today no matter what. And they looked at me like, this woman is crazy. But I got the story down. I found an illustrator. And then unfortunately that relationship soured. So in 2019, I put it on the back burner. I had lots of personal challenges with my family during that time. And I really couldn't devote the time and energy that I wanted to it. But then COVID hit, and like many other people, instead of seeing it as a negative, I saw it as a positive. I'm a busy woman, I got a lot going on, I'm a multitasker, and COVID slowed me down. And it allowed me to focus. So during COVID, I was in school in a full-time grad program at Temple. I was also virtually homeschooling 3 children in kindergarten, 2nd grade, and 7th grade. I was also working full-time as a community liaison with my agency. And because of COVID, all of our programming was taken to the virtual platform. So I was trying to facilitate that, as well as supervise a team of 4. And my team had all types of challenges this year, and I was trying to be a nurturer and supporter for them. So I put my stuff on the back burner. And then of course the book, but I just believe in staying faithful and resilient, and I was able to get through it. So I'm just really grateful for the journey. It's been exciting and there's a lot more to come.
Well done.
So that was like a lot you just said, okay?
Yeah.
Was there ever a point where you just wanted to throw the towel in? Like,
no, there were times I maybe got discouraged. I got a little burnt out, but never thrown a towel. Like, that's just not an option for me. When I have a vision, I stick to it no matter what comes my way. I just stay the course. It may take a little longer, but never throw in the towel. And the one thing that I shared with Edie earlier is I do everything for my children. My children are my motivation. So they were watching me through this whole process. My youngest daughter, she was up with me at night when I was, looking at the edits that my book company would send me. And I got to shout out my book company. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I have to give a shout out to DG Self-Publishing, Shamira and Donnie Hill, a young African-American couple. They're based out of Arizona. So this whole process happened through email with this book. But they specialize only with children's authors. That's all they do. They're very good at what they do, and that's why I'm working with them on the second book. They're an amazing team, very efficient, very professional. They promise you a book in 8 to 12 weeks, and they deliver. So let's see, I started with them last year on May 19th, and by September 1st, my book was complete.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. So I know you talked about resilience, and one of the things that really just touches my heart on Keep It Going is that, we want to express to people that you're gonna have challenges. Like, nothing is just easy, nothing is simple. It doesn't work that way. So with you, with your resilience, can you tell us, like, what are some of your greatest strengths that, when the times get rough, that you kind of go to, that it's an attribute of yours that gets you through it?
That's a good question. Well, like I said, I'm a faithful person, not necessarily religious, but I come from a long line of faithful praying women. And I know that my grandmothers and great grandmothers are watching over me, and probably be extremely proud of all the accomplishments that I've come to have so far in life. I don't know, I feel like it's something that's either in you or it's not. You know what I mean? And when you're passionate about something, no matter what obstacles come your way, it's not an option to stop. You just got to keep going. Trust me, there were many nights where I was stressed out. I was crying, trying to juggle work, school, the kids, the book. But I just kept looking at the end goal. Like, I've been through a lot of trauma and challenges in my life before, and God got me through it. So this is just temporary. And that's how you have to look at it. It's not the end with all. There's something greater ahead. So you just have to keep pushing to get to that, to reach that goal. And this book journey has taken me to places that I never even imagined. I mean, even during COVID, I was able to do virtual readings because we couldn't do it in person. I took the opportunity to create giveaways. I took the opportunity to look into merchandising and expansion of the book, such as the mascot. And make connections. I really think it's about being humble and letting people know about your product and what you have going on. You have to be excited about it, because if you're not, how you expect someone else to get excited about it? I love Niles. He's energetic. He's curious. He has a lot of energy, and he's smart. And that's something that I wanted to resonate with little boys too. Like, yeah, our guys can play ball, they can do video games, but how about being an animal doctor, being a veterinarian doctor? So I wanted to plant those seeds and those thoughts. And it's funny, someone that purchased the book for their son, when he got the book, he thought that the little boy's image was him. He said, "This little boy looks like me." And when Mom told me that really touched my heart, because my goal was fulfilled for him to know that he mattered and to see himself reflected in the literature. I'm a former teacher as well, so that was important for me in writing the book. That I write for all children. Let me just say that, for all children to enjoy, but particularly for the climate in our country right now, our children need to be reaffirmed as much as possible. So.
Real quick, I wanted you to just share with us the mascot. Like, we see, teams with mascots and things like that, but how did you actually go about getting the mascot? Like,
well, I'm gonna tell you, it's all about connections and who you know, and just surrounding yourself with people that can support you and believe in your dreams. So another good friend of mine, I'm going to give a shout out to Darnell, D Rich Productions. He's in the entertainment business, and he's a Philly native that moved to Miami last year. And I went down to Miami to go near the water for a little, R&R in this whole process. And so we connected, and we were doing lunch one day. And he said, "You know what, Jen, you need a mascot." I'm like, "What? A mascot?" It wasn't even on my radar, but he's a marketing guru, and he has a lot of insight about promoting yourself. And I said, "Okay, let's do it." So he made a call right there at the lunch table. We sent over an image of Niles to Lewis. Shout out to Lewis. And Lewis and I never even had a direct conversation. It was just a straight email of the image, and that was it. And about 2 months later, I got my package in the mail, and I was so excited. I put my oldest son in it first, because the story was inspired by him. And I said, "Now, when I have a gig, you better be around, because I'm gonna need you to play your role, play your part." But for Saturday, for his first appearance, Darnell actually recommended an actor or performer who was highly decorated and came highly recommended. He was phenomenal. Give a shout out to Eric. He killed it. I mean, the kids loved him. He had a lot of energy. I love Niles' smile. I think he brings so much joy. And after being cooped up, due to COVID, everybody that came out was just like gravitating towards him. So
what is your vision going forward in the future?
Wow, what's not on my radar? I mean, I'm up at night thinking of just different things to expand my brand. I did start the company, as you stated. It's called Black Child Soar. SOAR stands for Stories of Adventure and Resilience. My goal is to help mentor other aspiring authors. You know, it's a process where if you're new to it, you have to do your research. And it's good to surround yourself with people that have done it so that you can get some insight and guidance. So I want to be able to provide that. By nature, I'm a helper, I'm a nurturer. So not to say that I know everything, but I've learned something along this journey, and I want to be able to share that with other people. So in addition to helping other aspiring authors, I want to do some ghostwriting. That's how much I love writing. I'm offering to write other people's books for them. Get that?
Oh, wow.
I also want to do some bookmaking workshops with youth. So I know a lot of kids may do that on a rainy day or when they're cooped up in the house with just basic construction paper and white paper. But I want to like really give them some nice supplies and just help them get their ideas and creativity down on paper and see what they come up with. Definitely doing some book tours. Well, Falaji and I talked about it earlier. I wasn't really thinking about a movie or so, but you know, maybe a series. You know, who knows? Sky's the limit, really. It's all about having the vision and the tenacity to stick with it to see it through. So I'm not going to pigeonhole myself into what's coming next because who knows? I mean, just in the last couple of days, God has put some people in my path, and I have some amazing things coming up that I can't even speak on, but you know, I'm excited.
Well, we're excited for you, and I'm sure you're going to continue to do amazing things. I think the last question we can close out on is, for those aspiring authors out there, you know, what would you like to say to them?
Write everything down. Keep a little journal for yourself. Write your vision down. Know that it can change. Be flexible to know that you can amend it. Do your research. Connect with other people that have created books. And I must say that once you write the book, that's just the beginning. The biggest part of it is promoting yourself. You got to scream from the rooftop, hey, this is what I got going on. You got to check this out. Just promoting yourself, utilizing social media, any circles, professional or social circles that you're in, just employ those people to help you get the word out. And just, I think when people see your passion, they're gonna want to jump on board.
And this is a follow-up to that, because I feel like, you know, you have a great product, somebody can have a great product, but if they don't promote it, then nobody knows about it. But I also feel like it's kind of an uphill promotion, right? You're promoting, but then at some point, when you reach a certain level, it just takes off on its own, you know, so.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, some days I've sat and felt like I wasn't doing enough, right? And then maybe the following week, something drops in my lap that was unexpected. It was like, oh man, this is dope. Like, I can rock with this. So it's just, you know, being faithful, staying the course, being open, and really just being able to tap into your creativity, which, you know, I absolutely love.
Well, Ginger, thank you so much for
Yes,
joining us on
me.
Keeping It Going. Very inspirational talk. Hey guys, you see what we're doing here. Hope you listen to everything Ginger said. She dropped some really, really good gems. We hope you guys take it all in and keep it going. Thanks, Ginger. Appreciate it.
Thank
Keep it going.
Ginger.
Thank you.